Hi everyone, Aldbar here. This is my solo walkthrough and guide to the level 32 legendary raid, The Curse of Strahd, on the normal difficulty. Enjoy. Hi everyone, Warjack here. Completing the 3 quest chains of the Barovia story arc will flag you for this raid. Also, soloing this raid is basically a magic trick, so blink and you might miss it. With that being said, please enjoy this DDO movie.
Van Richten stands before you in the dimly lit room, Madame Eva beside him. He beckons you over.
First we have the Sun Sword and the 2 icons, the Holy Symbol and the Icon of Ravenkind. These are all necessary for later in the quest. We're going to talk to Madame Eva and get our prediction. All we need is to remember the order. We're going to write down the first letter of each card.
The Dark Lord. He will lurk in the depths of darkness. In the one place he must return, the innocent. He dwells with the one whose blood sealed his doom. A brother of light, snuffed out too soon. The marionette. Look to great heights. Find the beating heart of the castle. He will wait nearby. The broken one. As we speak, he haunts the tomb of the man he ended above all. The horseman. He will lurk in the one place to which he must return. A place of death.
Okay, so I've written down the order. For me is D-I-M-B-H. Now we're going to step into the main crypt. Okay, this is the main area of the raid. Here you can see on the map, on the top right, there's also a small area where the tower and the staircase is. I'm going to buff and briefly explain. So this main area we're in has these 32 little rooms, each one with a locked door. Later, we'll be able to open them, and inside of 5 of them will be cards, corresponding to the cards that Madame Eva gave us. It's always the same cards. The only thing we need though is the order, because we're going to have to light torches next to these cards in the order of her prediction. And we needed this to complete the raid. So that's why it's very important to write down the order. Without it, you will probably not be able to complete this raid. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's head on to the first fight.
Among the crypts that fill this chamber stands Rahadin, Chamberlain to Strahd. Welcome once again to Ravenloft, says Rahadin, bowing low. We have some unfinished business between us, I believe. And Lord Strahd says I need not spare your life this time, for his power now grows, while your time comes to an end.
Here we face off against Rahadin, and he has these 2 greater shadows of hate. Rahadin, I believe, is a rogue, and he has venom blades. So I like getting rid of him first. Also, these hellhounds, they're not really dangerous, but they kind of get in the way. So that's why I'm giving them a bit of a priority, and then I'm going to focus on the shadows.
Rahadin fixes you with a cold glare, gasps, and dies. As the crypts go quiet, the soft sound of weeping in the
Okay.
distance.
Now, we've got these shadows. They appear here as 2. Later we're going to have another 2, and then finally, in this room, there'll be 3 of them who roam around. Those 3 who come later can respawn, but we'll talk about them when we get there. For now, all you need to know about these shadows is they hit really, really hard. Whoa. You gotta relax on jumping around like that. Yeah, I mean, it's not such a big deal. I mean, true, but imagine it happening like at the top of the staircase or something. Well, yeah, that could be a big disaster. These shadows hit me when they attack in melee with a special debuff, this curse, and it can stack up to 15 times. I believe each time it hits you, each stack is minus 3% to your base hit points. So 15 stacks means 45% to your base hit points. Basically 50% of your hit points are gone. And you either have to remove it by using remove curse, it will remove one stack, or I'll show you a cheat for getting rid of all of them at once. We'll get to that soon. For now, I've just made sure that I have enough base hit points that even when I'm down to 50%, I still have enough of a buffer that I can heal up, so I don't have to worry about it. For now, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to attack both of them at the same time and see if I can kill them within a very small window, like basically a few seconds. And this is kind of like a practice for the end of this raid. I know you might not be impressed with how fast I'm beating these things down, but after all, I am only level 30 and this is a level 32 legendary raid, so cut me some slack. Okay, let's see how we can do it. Nailed it. Okay, now we can move on and find Strahd, but before that, I'm going to go clean out this area. Also, see this shadow, the Shadow Rend Cursed? Well, if you use Panacea, it gets rid of all the stacks at once. Heal does nothing. So, just keep that in mind. If you want to keep on removing stacks quickly, Panacea is your spell. For now, I'm just going to run around between these crypts and make sure I go and collect, so to speak, all of these lesser shadows. These shadows of hate are orange names, unlike the two that I fought just now that are red named. That means you can stun these and do a whole bunch of crowd control effects on them. I'm just going to collect all of them. Truth is, their debuff that they hit you with, that is their cold, the cold damage over time spell, is actually really annoying because it can stack up individually and it can be really dangerous. So I don't want to have to deal with them later when I'm under pressure. So for now, I'm just going to collect everything and clear out all the trash. Here you can see Strahd's tomb, but we don't have access to him. We can't access it now, and we're gonna have to do some other stuff first. Yeah, I think I've collected basically everything on this side. Making sure I didn't miss anything. Having one of these guys surprise you later can be a disaster. So, yeah. Here we go. Let's get rid of them. There's like 8 over here. Preparing for this raid, I went through many different iterations, changing up my enhancements, even some feats, and continuously respecing for the optimal strategy. So I ended up with something who basically focuses on single target, since that's the biggest haul that I have to get over, and less about crime patrol, since these guys, overall, they go down pretty fast. Well, I've done one half of this room, let's do the other half. Yeah, so each one of these little cubicles has its door on it. It's currently locked and you can't open it. And later, when we try to open them, once they become unlocked, there's a chance of each one of them spawning a card with a torch. They don't spawn in until you actually open up the door. So you can't like go and do select next and try to find out where those cards are before. You have to actually open the door. When the door opens, it will then spawn in. So yeah, so right now we're just clearing out this area. But when we come back later, for the other phase, we need to find the torches. We're gonna have to go through, and if we're unlucky, we might have to open up most of them. I really hope we don't have to, because it's really tricky. Also, I'm gonna avoid getting close to Strahd, because once I trigger him, then we're gonna have to deal with the grip. Right now, I don't have to deal with that, so this is the time to clear out these mobs. That's it, 6 of them. Okay. Also, for some odd reason, I noticed that these guys are immune to holy. It makes no sense, but whatever. I mean, these things are technically demons. These are, I think these are the red salad, colored black, but they act like demons. Have the same resistances and immunities as demons. And their damage reduction is cold iron, like demons, so I don't know why the holy doesn't affect it, but whatever. Okay, and that's it, we're done with them. Well, here's where the raid gets real. From now on, we have to make sure we've got Divine Intervention turned on at all times. Once I have approached Strahd, I'll trigger the scene, and then I just run back to the center. I could also use the DDO.
Stairs, Count Strahd stands over a tomb. Ah, Sergei, he whispers. We could have done so much more together. But you betrayed me, brother. Strahd looks up from his reverie. There you are. But surely you did not think you could defeat me here. Perhaps I have vastly overestimated you. Do you not know
From now on,
that I hold
I can get
true
caught with
power
grip.
here?
Grip will
That
freeze
as
me in
long
place.
as the heart
I'll have a
beats in
10-second
this
countdown,
castle,
and then it'll hit me
I
with a
shall
trident
never
with an
know
instant kill.
defeat.
So,
Strahd
if you have a
disappears
party,
in a cloud of
somebody will
mist.
have to have one of these
Sergei's
symbols,
tomb is
put it on his
quiet
hotbar,
and empty.
clicks some other target, and then activates it. And this will remove the grip. This is useless to me because when I'm gripped, I can't use it on myself. Anyways, you can't use it on yourself. But whatever. Fine. Now, once we've approached Strahd, eventually Van Richten will open up this D door. Yeah, here's what the grip looks like. There's a 10-second countdown, and he's going to try to instant kill me. But since I have Divine Intervention on, well, it does nothing. So as long as I make sure to keep up Divine Intervention at all times, and mind you, it finishes after 5 minutes, and it has a 2-minute cooldown between casting. So, but as long as I keep it up at all time, I should be good. Mind you, if I get caught, gripped right in the middle of a fight, I am kind of defenseless. I'll be taking damage, being bombarded by monsters and stuff, and that's one of the hardest things about this, trying to solo it.
You emerge into the tallest tower of Castle Ravenloft. High above your head is a great
Okay,
crystal
here's
heart.
the trap staircase. There are these spiked spears that come out. You can actually zigzag between them. You don't have to like get hit by them. And you can't disable them. The rest of the traps can be disabled, and their location is random. Well, it's actually based off the cards that you get at the beginning, but it's not like I'm going to remember that. Usually in my videos I try to show off all the trap locations, but unfortunately this build can't do traps. Yeah, so here I'm going to do my best though. Dispel these two traps. Whatever I can do, I will do. These are fixed, by the way. There's always these two spell words here. Now, these stairs, as we go up, basically the rule of thumb is don't rush them because, well, I can heal back up the damage that I'm taking. If it goes too fast, I might take too much damage at once. Now, the second thing is, from the bottom of the stairs will be continuous spawn of monsters. It'll be a few of these armored guards and these flaming skulls we need to get rid of. The stuff that come up is just respawning trash, so I'm not going to try to kill all of it. But the stuff that's on the stairs fixed, like the archers, yeah, we'll get rid of those. Basically all the quest, all the raid mobs like these, we're going to kill. Everything else was just endless respawn, we'll ignore if possible. Here we've got these air jets. They don't blow you off in one shot. They blow you like across half of the staircase. So if you're standing too close to the edge, when it gets you, it will blow you down. Now there's heavy gravity here, so your feather falling is useless. So you just drop straight down to the bottom. There's no saving yourself. Yeah, so basically, if you want to cross through the wind, try to do it pretty close to the wall, and you have less chance of being knocked over. The endlessly spawning monsters from the bottom will eventually stop once I pass a certain checkpoint, but we're not there yet. Over here we've got these 3 sets of living spells. These living disintegrate? No, sorry. Living finger of death. You better get rid of them. Their negative levels can really harass you. Also, I do believe there's one trap over here who can dispel magic. I don't know, I haven't ran into it. Yeah, at a certain point you'll reach a barrier, and this is where we have our second big fight. Just like before, now you have these 2 greater shadows of hate to defeat, but unlike before, now we can get caught with the grip. So, having divine intervention, while you might not die from the grip, well, if you can't take the bombardment of these 2, we're going to instantaneously get you down to 15 stacks. Well, you ain't going to make it. These 2 need to die as fast as possible. Also, for some reason, every time I activate my epic moment, I always get caught by the grip. It's like it knows or something. Speaking of the grip, there's 3 different cycles. There's a 30-second cycle, a 90-second cycle, and a 180-second cycle. So, half a minute, minute and a half, and 3 minutes. Those are the different gaps you can get between them. That doesn't add to the 10 seconds of the grip itself. So, if you get the 30-second cycle, and then 30 seconds, if you get gripped and then you have 30 seconds later a second grip, that's basically 20 seconds between the 2 grips. Because 10 seconds of that were spent while you were frozen in place. Yeah, so keep that in mind. If you are counting when the next grip is coming, you can follow it. But I don't care about that so much. My goal is just not dying. Here again, I'm going to try to see if I can kill these 2 guys at the same time. If I can get him at the same time, it's good for later. Also, in one of the many respecs, I finally got rid of all of my damage over time effects. So I got rid of like tear flesh and any kind of thing that would proc without my control. Last thing I need is to accidentally kill one of the brides. Well, we'll get to that soon. Yeah, so far we're doing good. As long as I don't forget my divine intervention, everything should be fine. Whoa. Yeah, I was telling you. You better watch out for that. Yeah, that thing nearly stopped my heart. I don't know, I'm not doing it on purpose. I think it's like kind of bugged. It oddly detects it and like shoots forward. Oh, really? Yeah, I think I'm just gonna like stand facing towards the wall. So if I do fly through things, I'll hit the wall. Also, let's see if I can time these two to die at the same time. Okay. They're looking kind of even. This one needs a bit more. That trash keeps on spawning coming up the stairs. Like never ends. Well, it's gonna end soon, but it's really annoying. And nice. Okay. Well, this is the end of these guys. Basically, after you proceed past this little part, there's a few more archers. Whoops, sorry about that. Just rebuff some of my main buffs. I think I'm running short. Yeah, and eventually the stuff at the bottom will stop spawning in. And this trap keeps on getting me every time. I know I don't have to kill all these things, but I don't want to have to deal with them later. And also, I'm afraid that if I leave them up, I might get a dungeon alert, so everything I can, I'm killing. Yep, we made it to the heart. Yeah, this should stop the spawning, so I'm gonna kill these last few guys and that should be it. Okay, this incoming room has a serious fight and I've died here at least twice already before, so I'm going to be extra careful and rebuff. I don't want to have anything go wrong. Oh, I guess there's some of those guys who spawned in before still walking up the stairs slowly, so just take care of them also. At the beginning of the quest we picked up 3 items. They're mandatory. There's the icons, and then there's the Sun Sword. The Sun Sword has a few uses in this quest, and this is going to be the first use. Whoever has a Sun Sword in his inventory will be the one who has to step into the heart first. You get an extra little dialogue text. Okay? says plunge the sun sword into your heart. Also, I got grip. That's good. And you can see the sun sword is inside of my inventory, and once I'm going to plunge it in, it's going to disappear from my inventory. Basically, it falls out of your inventory, so watch carefully. Okay, now we're inside of Strahds Hart, and now, if you look very carefully, you can see we're inside of this little square room. You can see where the mist like ends the black and turns into black. You don't want to get close to the mist part, so try to stay inside of the center part and stay away from the mist. If you step into the mist, you're going to be in big trouble. Start taking tons of damage, so you can move around, just do not get close to the mist. There's 2 waves of hellhounds, 1 wave of these, whatever, animated armor or skeletons, whatever these things are. 2 waves of the lesser curses, lesser hateful shadow, whatever they're called, and 1 of the living spells. I think the order is kind of random, but yeah, basically the shadows are the ones that are really scary. These living spells, they're like baiting you into trying to go and stand in the mist. So basically what you do is you move to one side, that means, and then they have to step closer to the center, and then you can catch them. Yeah, getting gripped in this section can be really, really sketchy. While being bombarded by all these spells. These circles, I believe, do evil damage. You don't want to step inside of them. Okay, here come the shadows. Yeah, of course I got gripped. This is so typical. Well, at least I know this is my 32nd round. That was like literally 20 seconds after the last one. Then I should have like a nice break until the next one. Okay, these are the last ones. Then we should be done. You can ignore Strahd in this phase. Even if you can damage him, it's pointless. It's not like you're going to beat the raid if you kill him, so why bother? Just kill the trash as fast as possible and finish this phase.
Wounded, Strahd staggers back, then vanishes. The heart shatters, its blood raining down on the tower.
Okay, now we get to pick up the sun sword, and then we step back out through the dimension door. At this point, Strahd is gone, and from now until we reactivate him, there's no more grip. So you get a small window, who's basically just walking up the stairs.
In the room above the tower, Esmeralda rises and runs to your side. "By the morning, Lord," she exclaims.
However,
"You've done it."
This is also your only opportunity, or the best opportunity, to go and use the shrine. So, using a D-door, you can do this through enhancements, but I really wanted to use those enhancement points on better things, so I actually just got D-door scrolls. And now I'm going to run back and take the shrine. Once we activate Strahd, there'll be a barrier who will block off the shrine. But usually in a raid party, everyone in the party goes and shrines now, and one person stays all the way at the top of the stairs just to activate the encounter. Yeah, so for instance right now, my charge of Divine Intervention is off. So I technically could, get gripped, but that's not the case since we've got like a small break. This also means you can really clean out this area now if you wanted to, but why do that? Get rid of it at the beginning and that's it. Yeah, also I realized I blocked the whole buffing part at the beginning, so sorry about that. Not that it was very interesting, but yeah. Okay, so now we have to head all the way back up the stairs. So for that, we head back to the center. Again, I could just use D-door, but we're using scrolls and they're super expensive. Also, speaking of expensive, With all the respecs I did to this, to try to do this raid, I've spent way more than 1 million plat and tons of shards. And it was, well, really expensive, so. I hope I've earned your subscription, if you don't mind. Thank you. Yeah, basically now we just have to walk back up. I've cleared everything out, so I don't have to deal with it. And I'm just going to stick to the wall. I am purposefully not running up the stairs, because if I take too many hits all at once, I could die. So as long as I'm taking small amounts of hits, I'm just healing them up. So that's it. That's my strategy. Also, I've activated Death Pact, just in case.
The wards on many parts of the tower have disappeared, allowing you to proceed farther up the stairs.
Okay. Now, once we talk to Esmeralda, the next part of the quest is going to continue, and Grip will be back on, so you better have that divine intervention on. This DDO drops us right back in the middle. Now, we're going to have to get to the torches. Here you go, as quick as possible. I'm going to try to start opening up doors, because the longer you stay around here, the more trouble you get yourself into. So. Nope. I'm just looking for any room that's got a card and a torch. Nothing here. As you can see, Strahd comes running after you and starts harassing you. And he makes opening up doors really, really annoying. He also can follow you into the rooms. Well, here I found one of the cards, B. This happens to be card number 4 on my list, so I'm going to just write it down on my cheat sheet. So I know where the location is right now. He also hits you with this curse. Yeah, Curse of Strahd. And this curse prevents you from healing and casting spells. So you better have curse potions. If you just use your cursed spell, the remove curse spell, it's not going to be good enough because you won't be able to cast it. So curse potions you must have. Yeah, also I need to watch out for these shadows. They eventually spawn in. Try to get as many doors as possible before they do. Yeah, Strahd sometimes disappears. You should take good advantage of that while you can. So far I haven't ran into any shadows, so let's just keep on going. Ooh, I saw him. Oh, here we go. Here's another one. This is my number 5. I'm going to write it down on my cheat sheet. Yeah, where's those shadows? Ah! Oh my gosh. Scared me. Well, luckily you can't fit inside. This is actually a safe spot. Well, kind of safe spot. If you want, you can stand in the door and hit him. It's only safe because he can block the door and prevent Strahd from getting in. But it doesn't really help because Strahd can teleport to the other side. If he does his bat thing where he disappears, and then he gets behind you. Running around solo when these things are on your tail is basically impossible because every time you try to hit a door, they attack you and they stop you. Also, their cold dot, is super oppressive. Yeah, I'm just going to make sure I get rid of these skulls. So, as much as I hate fighting these shadows, these greater shadows of hate, I kind of don't have a choice. I mean, completing this area will get rid of them, but I'm not going to be able to complete this area if they keep on attacking me, so yeah, they must die. That's just what it is. Whoops. Well, luckily I had Divine Intervention on, and luckily I could recast it again. Yeah, so if you're wondering about Divine Intervention, well, here's how it works. every time you have Divine Intervention active, and there's something who tries to kill you, it will prevent that death from happening. Now, if something like an insta-kill, it just says, well, you have Divine Intervention, well, I guess you don't die. And now we have got two of them. Oh. 1 second. I'm going to try to see if I can get both of them off my back. Yeah, this is impossible. Time to escape. Let's try to get him into the corner someplace, or maybe we can find a third one. Yeah, also the middle of this room has this mist. You don't want to step in it. Take a lot of damage. Okay, let's cast a D-door here in the corner, and hopefully they'll stay here. D-door, D-door, D-door. Oh, come on. Look at this. I think they're cheating. Whew, good. Fine. Yeah, let's hope that helped. Okay. Let's try again. Continue where we were before, and hopefully they won't be on top of us. And they're back again. Okay, that was useless. Okay, I think I'm gonna need to kill them. Well, while I clear them out, let's get back to what I was trying to explain before. So, Divine Intervention, if they try to instant kill you, when the instant kill goes off, if you have Divine Intervention, you just simply don't die. Now, if you take damage and you hit 0, so two things will happen. A, it will prevent you from dying, just like always. But B, will also have a small healing effect that will heal you back up for a little bit of hit points. Basically putting you back in the positive hit points. When it does that, it uses up your charge of Divine Intervention. And that's the key to this raid. That means as long as I'm not losing that charge when I get gripped, that means I'm not being knocked down under like 9 hit points, I'm good. Because I don't have to worry about anything. And I can just stay on it. The problem is if I do get hit down, now I have to recast it. And if I happen to be in my cooldown of 2 minutes, well, I won't be able to cast it. And then I can be very unlucky and get gripped and die. So basically, as long as you can have enough hit points that you can stay always in the green, basically always up and alive, the Divine Intervention will stay. Then it will last its full 5 minutes. Yeah. Well, got rid of one shadow. I think I'm going to have to get rid of the second one. I really don't want to do this. Let's see if I have any luck. Come on. Okay, Strahd here. You can stand behind me. It's like he just likes gripping. Okay, I'm going to start marking the locations. I have already 2 locations. I really should mark them. Imagine standing in front of the room. Okay, looking from left to right. You would have a little bit of a wall. Then you would see the open door, the left open door. Then you would have the opening right in the center. Then you'd have the right open door. And then you'd have another bit of wall. So I'm going to divide that. That's the 5 little sections. I'm going to call them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So based on that, like over here, I know this is card number 5. So I put the torch, I put the Big B's hand or whatever his name is, all the way at the right. So just on a glance, I can see it from far away and know that, oh, that's number 5. Here, got another one. This is I. For me, this is number 2. So I'm going to be marking it right in front of the left door. First, I'm going to scribble it down on my cheat sheet so I don't forget where it is, and then I'm going to mark it on the map. Yeah, so right in front of the door. There we go. That's number 2. Nope, nothing here. You can see why this is super annoying. This part is by far the hardest thing, and it's also the most dependent on our RNG, because You can get lucky and find them all in like your first tries and have no problem. Or you can suffer like this and keep on going around in circles, having to fight shadows, and it takes you forever. Well, speaking of luck, there we go. We got another one. This is going to be M. This is going to be number 3. So I'm going to mark this one right in the middle in front of the opening. Every once in a while, Strahd becomes inactive for a little bit. You can try to take advantage of that. Yeah, they just don't want to let me open up these doors. Nope. This is really silly. These guys gotta die. Okay, enough of this. Let's find some open door. I'll just use that. Okay, here we go. As always, get rid of these skulls first. Because when you're stuck and down, these are the ones who actually do the most damage. Yeah, we're gonna get rid of this shadow. I've had enough of it. Well, got almost all of the torches. Still missing one. The annoying thing about these shadows is that they respawn after a few minutes. So if you got good DPS and you can kill them really fast, I definitely would recommend it. I mean, even if you're in a party. Speaking of which, up until like a month ago, I've never actually done Curse of Strahd. But then making this build with the intention of soloing Curse of Strahd, I realized that I probably should join a group. So I did. Once. And I basically tailed after the group, not knowing what was going on, and just ran around in circles, didn't touch anything. Tried not to get into trouble, and that was that. So I did one completion of Curse of Strahd. Then I tried to start learning it, so special thank you and shout out to my good buddy Yeshom. We came in here and bashed our heads against it. And like after 4 or 5 attempts, we actually did a duo run of Curse of Strahd. Doing it the proper way, using the icons to ungrip each other. And I basically learned then how all the different mechanics work. And then it was a lot of more head bashing to try to figure out how to solo it. So yeah. At the beginning I had no clue of how I was going to deal with it. I didn't realize that Divine Intervention will stay up as long as you don't drop to minus hit points. So thank God I realized that, and that was when I realized that I could actually solo this as long as I had enough hit points and fast healing and whatever, good DPS, and maxed out everything that I had, that I could actually probably pull it off. For now it's going pretty good, and let's hope it continues that way. Meanwhile, I'm seeming to have problems with the final torch. I have no clue where it is. Well, at least Strahd left me alone for a few seconds. Let's see if I can try to avoid him. don't know what that was about. Nope. Yeah, the 30-second cycles are so annoying. Barely get to move and get gripped again. These flaming skulls can really wipe you really fast. They stack up. They keep on spawning in. Oh, there's another one of those shadows. Really hope I can avoid him. He probably has like a predetermined path where he runs through all the crypts. So eventually they'll show up everywhere. Let's see if I can dodge him for as long as possible. Okay, you can come in. Let me go out. Thank you. Well, I believe I've done everything on the left side of the map, so time to start opening up crypts on the right side of the map. There's a shadow over there, Dan, so let's go from the other corner. I just want to avoid him. Wow, a lot of these skulls. It is very easy to get lulled into a repetition over here, get distracted. I was running this before, one of my previous attempts, attempt like 3 or 4 or something, and I forgot to cast Divine Intervention. And I got gripped, and then I realized, oh, I didn't cast it, and I died. And once I died, everything went downhill. Everything started to fall apart. So yeah, it's not being on your toes for 1 second can cost you this run. And still no luck. Well, I am having some luck with I don't have to fight these shadows. They're not onto me yet, and I've been dodging them, so let's hope I can find it before they find me. Ooh, there's another one of them. Still no luck. Nope. This is getting frustrating. I really hope I don't have to open up every single one of these just to find the last torch. I assume if you do this with a party, somebody takes Strahd's aggro and lets everybody else just deal with the crypts. Probably beat down the shadows really quickly. And everybody runs, gets the crypts. One person tanks Strahd. And also I'm running out of buff, so I'm going to rebuff. Hopefully this lasts me until the end. Yes. Okay, that's it. We found number 1. This is my first one. And that's it. I have all 5. So, written it down. And I'm going to mark it. There we go. And I guess we should be ready now. So, there is a timer on these. And if you don't go fast enough, it will reset. And if you get it wrong, I realize that it does 2 things. A, you have to do it again in order, and B, it will respawn all of the shadows. So, don't get it wrong. In other words, there's a very clear incentive not to try to pull the torches for no reason. Imagine killing one of the shadows and then pulling the torch for no reason, just out of order, and having the shadow respawn. So, yeah, bad. Very bad. Yeah. Well, okay. I guess it's now or never. He didn't grip me again, so that wasn't the 30-second cycle. Let's hope for the best. Okay, here we go.
The torch erupts in brilliant flame.
Where's number 2? Where's number 2? Nope, that's number 3. 2. Here we go.
The torch erupts in
job.
brilliant.
Number 3.
The torch
Good
erupts
job.
in brilliant flame.
Okay, head up to number 4. Where's number 4? No. Do we have it marked? Number 4. No, click. Just click the damn torch. Select next. Select next. Where's this thing? Oh my gosh, really?
The
Got
torch
it.
erupts
Okay,
in brilliant
get out.
flame.
Run. Great. Perfect. Ripped. What a bunch of bullies. Man, if I fail this. Run. Okay. No, this is number 5. Yes.
With the final torch lit,
Well,
the
take that.
magical wards protecting Strahd's tomb dissipate.
Okay. Well, we get a small breather. Everything here despawns, so we don't have to worry about it. And now we just prepare for, well, the final fight. Make sure you're fully buffed. And there's also a ward against using Dimension Door in the final room. You can actually stand really close to the wall from the outside and cast Dimension Door, and then you can actually touch it from the inside. Okay, here's the Sun Sword. If you look at the bottom, it says Sun Sword is power. What it does is when you attack Strahd, it makes him vulnerable to damage. Without it, you cannot damage it. So you must have somebody in the party who can use a short sword who will attack Strahd and hit him and make him vulnerable for 10 seconds. Without it, you ain't damaging him. So keep that in mind. If you're a bunch of casters trying to do this raid, somebody's going to have to be able to wield the Sun Sword and attack him at all times, or your damage is useless. Yeah, also note that this version of the Sun Sword is not the same exact version as the one you pick up at the beginning of the quest. The one we plunged into the heart, this one is slightly buffed. Makes no, it does just a small factor, but yeah. Okay, and here is it. Here we go. Here's the final fight.
No! Strahd shouts defiant. Protect me. Come to my side.
Okay. Now in this fight, we have the 3 brides and Strahd. The 3 brides control the barriers above his coffin. If you would like to access the coffin, you have to get rid of the brides. But after 10 seconds, they respawn. So you'll have to kill all 3 of them at the same time if you want access to the coffin at all. Second thing you need to know is that Strahd will die once you hit him down to 0, go into the coffin, and then you need to stab him with the Sun Sword. But if the barriers are up, you will not be able to stab him with the Sun Sword. So you'll have to kill Strahd and all the brides, all inside of a window of 10 seconds, and then run over to the coffin and stab Strahd. Stabbing Strahd just requires you having the Sun Sword in your inventory. Once you stab him, it will fall out of your inventory. It will get lost from your inventory. So, whoever is going to do it must be ready and close to the coffin. Well, in this case, it's going to be me. Now, I don't want to admit it, but this is the second time I'm getting to this point, and I am very, very, very nervous. The first time I got here, I beat Strahd down, and after I killed him, he gripped me. And then I couldn't do anything for 10 seconds, and he resurrected himself. And I wasn't strong enough to do a second round. I didn't make it, I died, and that was that. So, an hour and 38 minutes in, that was that. Yeah. He has this attack over here where he laughs, and he disappears, and 2/3 of this room get covered with mist. So there'll be one safe area, either the center or one of the two sides. That's why I'm fighting kind of like on the tiles next to the edge of his coffin, and that way I'm close to one of the two sides. Getting caught by the touch when the fog goes up is super annoying. Also, if you notice, I'm killing the brides every once in a while. It's just because they get in the way, and they die pretty fast. So basically I'm focusing on Strahd and trying not to get into too much trouble from the brides. I'm being very careful not to jump and get caught midair. That's happened also, and it's bad. Another thing to notice is he has, well, like all vampires, he does damage to your constitution. And the damage to the constitution can actually render you helpless. So it's very important to keep on fixing your stat damage. So I'm making sure to keep an eye out on that. That could be a disaster. And in one of my dual man runs, it already happened. So been burnt by that one too. Right now, what I'm really looking for is hoping to get the 230-second cycles out of the way. That way I know they'll have a clean slate when trying to kill Strahd and I don't get caught again. So that's where we're holding right now. Slowly chipping away at Strahd and hoping to get the 2 different cycles of being gripped out of the way. And that's it. That's the one thing standing between me and victory. One other thing, it was just a fun fact, is this Phoenix build that I'm using right now was built or designed around being able to solo Curse of Strahd. Well, it's not exactly the way I intended it, but one of the things I wanted it to do would be able to solo Strahd in under an hour. Now, fun fact, soloing Curse of Strahd was done way back when you could solo it by self-resurrecting yourself endlessly. Exiled Angel had an ability called Reborn in Light, who could recharge if you healed yourself 25 times. So long as you healed yourself 25 times, you could use it endlessly. It wasn't that simple because you can't heal yourself 25 times in the 20 seconds between the 3-second cycles. So knowing about the cycles and knowing to only resurrect yourself on the 3-minute cycles is also very important. And somebody actually did it. It's an amazing run and I was inspired by it, but I wanted to be able to do it if I could do it under an hour. His run took him more than 2 hours, so that's my goal. Also, so far I haven't died. I hope not to die. And if I can make it out without dying, well, I'll have flawless victory, so yeah, let's see if we can keep it up. Well, so far it's been going really good. I'm just still really nervous about the grips. I need to make sure I don't get caught with those 2 grips. That's the one thing that can really mess me up. Also, I'm kind of nerve-wracked about the whole fact that I have to click on Strahd when he's in the coffin and say plunge his sword into his heart. And if I don't, it won't actually kill him. I won't finish the raid, so that's another menu that you have to click through. And that particular thing is really scaring me, so well, we're almost here. Well, okay, here we go. This is about it. Got the brides pretty prepped. Being very careful not to just swing my damage and doing single taps. Just pumping down small amounts of damage. Again, I don't want to accidentally kill 2 of them and have to do it again. I'm working really careful now. Okay. Here we go. This is it. Full blast. Just don't get stuck. Any second now, any second now. First you get Strahd. Get a few more seconds before he gets in the coffin. 1, 2, 3.
With all 3 brides defeated, the ward.
Yes!
You
Oh
plunge
my
the
God.
sun sword through Strahd's chest, where he lies
Nailed.
vulnerable in his crypt. Surprise and abhorrence are etched plainly across his face as death drags him down into the black abyss. Surprise turns to wrath, and Castle Ravenloft trembles with fury, shaking dust and debris from the ceiling and walls. The trembling subsides. The wrath in Strahd's visage melts away.
Well,
Replaced
no loot
at
as
last
usual.
with
This is
relief.
just my typical
The
luck.
black, glossy pearls of his eyes wither and sink into his skull as his corpse deteriorates before you. In the span of one tender heartbeat,
Yeah, there we go.
nothing but bones, dust, and his
Epic
lordly
normal.
raiments remain.
Completed solo.
Strahd von Zarovich,
Even got my
Dark
2
Lord
traps.
of Barovia, is
Wow. 59 minutes and 51
Barovia
seconds.
is
Mission
free at
accomplished.
long last.
Less than 1 hour.
Counts terrible
That's
fast.
despite me stopping and explaining a whole bunch of stuff. Yeah, this could have done much faster. Also, 1 second. I gotta check this out. Where does it say it? There you go. Flawless victory. I'm pretty sure this is a world first, but I'm not going to claim it in the video title. I don't want to get bitten by that. But yeah, well, this was a great run. I'm waiting for the level increase, and then this will be a joke. Of course, don't forget to take your reward or you won't be off timer. Okay, well, a few more things. I know this video is already breaking the mold and being over an hour, but here's my setup. For the enhancements, you have to have tier 5 of War Priest. This you can also get it from Favorite Soul. And this is where you get Divine Intervention. And you'll see that having it up wards you against death. And the second part of it says that if you drop below 9, so then it will prevent death and it will heal you for a small amount and dispel the Divine Intervention. So as long as you don't drop below 9, you'll have the full 5 minutes of protection against death. And that's the key to soloing this raid. Also, it's a very good thing to have if you're just running with a group. You don't have to worry about being gripped. One other thing is because I'm a monk, I had to actually take 1 point and put into ninja training so I could use a short sword, which is a sun sword, without being unbalanced. So, yeah, things you don't think about. Also, I made sure that I had extra attack chance because it's important that I actually hit with it. If I'm putting it in my left hand, my right hand is my sentient weapon. Yeah, and here's my epic destinies. I took the chaos ability over here and I actually changed it out of feat, so I'll get another extra 50 hit points. Unbridled Fury is an underwhelming epic moment, but it's what I got, so I took it. And yeah, the special attack over here, just stay away from this. This is so bad. If you stop, every time you attack with it, it makes you freeze in place. This extra ability gives you so that when the tier 3 makes it so when you use, you get extra heal from it. Embrace the Pain is really good because every time you drop below 40 hit points, you're healing again, which was something I really need. So even more healing to go together with my Holy Presence, who's my main source of healing. I didn't necessarily need it, but I took the charge so I can move around faster. And yeah, over here I took the 35 points of element resistance, and also I wanted to get another 70 points from the bottom of the tree. So that's basically my setup. Okay, one extra resource I actually created this. This is the Curse of Strahd Torch Room Layout cheat sheet. This is what I use for soloing it. And you basically write down the sequence on the bottom of the letters, and then you write the numbers in the cells when you find them based on their order. So yeah, this is how you can keep track of it, and here's what my sheet looked like from this raid. But that's how I kept track of it. Well, that's about it. We've already gone overboard. I usually try to make my videos under 1 hour, and this one is already an outlier because it's longer than an hour with the intro and the outro and everything. So if I've earned your subscription and you're like, please do. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please hit like and subscribe. Thank you very much for watching, and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye.